kids, where are you? It's time for all the art to tell stories.
One misty morning, Tommy the little car was getting ready to drive through the streets of the small town as usual. However, today the weather seemed different, with thick fog enveloping the entire town and making it nearly impossible to see the road ahead. Tommy was a bit worried, but he knew he was a brave little car and decided to take on the challenge. As Tommy drove near the railroad tracks on the outskirts of town, he suddenly heard a deep, mournful honking sound. It sounded low and confused. Tommy slowed down and approached the tracks, only to find a train. The train looked very old, covered in dust, and seemed to have been out of service for a long time. Tommy noticed that the train's engine had stopped on the tracks, looking around, seemingly lost. Tommy called out loudly, "Hey, are you okay? It looks like you're a bit lost." The train slowly turned its head and replied in a low voice, "Ah, I'm Robert the old train. This thick fog has completely lost me. I should be delivering goods to another town, but now I have no idea where to go." Seeing the old train in front of him, Tommy felt the urge to help. Although it was his first time encountering such a situation, he couldn't bear to see the old train, which had traveled countless journeys, in trouble. "Don't worry, Robert. I can help you find the right way. We can figure it out together. Teamwork always solves problems," Tommy said confidently. Robert nodded gratefully. "Thank you, little car. It has been many years since I've faced such a big challenge, and I really appreciate your help." Tommy thought for a moment and decided to drive slowly along the tracks, looking for useful clues. We can follow the tracks and look for signs or familiar places that will show us the right way. So, Tommy and Robert began their journey. Although the fog made visibility very poor, Tommy remained alert and focused on everything around them. Along the way, they encountered several intersections, but each time, Tommy carefully observed to ensure they didn't take the wrong path. During the trip, Tommy found that although Robert was old, his memory of the routes was still very clear. Robert would occasionally mention key landmarks, such as a tall mountain or a special grove of trees. These details gave Tommy more confidence that they would find the right way. However, as time went on, the fog seemed to thicken, making visibility even worse. To make matters worse, Tommy's fuel started to run low, and Robert's whistle grew weaker. They both felt tired. This foggy journey was more challenging than expected. "Should we stop and rest for a while?" Tommy suggested. "Maybe that's a good idea," Robert said wearily. "I haven't made such a long journey in years." They found a safe place to stop. Tommy and Robert sat together, looking at the thick fog around them, feeling a bit down. The fog made them feel somewhat helpless, unsure when they could escape. Just as they were feeling discouraged, a small bird flew over. The little bird seemed unfazed by the fog, flying nimbly in the air and landing on Tommy's hood. "What's the matter? You look so tired," the bird asked. Tommy explained the situation to the bird, who smiled after listening. "Don't worry, I often fly in this forest and know it very well. I can help you find the right way." Hope filled Tommy and Robert. "That's great, thank you," they said together. So, the bird flew in front, and Tommy and Robert followed behind. The bird guided them past several wrong turns and eventually found the direction to the correct path. As the fog gradually lifted and the sun broke through the clouds, Tommy and Robert finally saw familiar landmarks. Robert excitedly said, "This is where I need to go. I recognize these mountains." "We're almost there." Finally, with the birds' help, Tommy and Robert successfully reached the train's destination. Robert gratefully said to Tommy, "If it weren't for you, I might have never found the right way. You've taught me the power of teamwork." Tommy smiled and said, "Actually, we completed this mission together. It wasn't just me. We also had the birds' help. Everyone has their strengths, and teamwork allows us to achieve our goals." This adventure taught Tommy that teamwork is irreplaceable when facing difficulties. Although everyone or every vehicle has their own abilities and limitations, as long as they help each other and work together, they can always find a way to solve problems. Robert regained his confidence as a train, realizing that regardless of age, everyone has value, and with faith, any difficulty can be overcome. After saying goodbye to Robert and the bird, Tommy returned to his small town, filled with satisfaction. He knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, as long as he had courage and believed in the power of teamwork, he would always find the right direction. Helping the lost train would forever remain one of Tommy's most precious memories. From that day on, Tommy cherished his friends even more and often reminded himself and others that teamwork is the key to solving problems and the most valuable experience on any journey. After helping Robert find the right way, Tommy still felt excited about the journey. This trip not only allowed him to make new friends, but also taught him valuable lessons about courage and cooperation. When Tommy returned to the town, the residents had heard about his adventure. Everyone was proud of Tommy's brave actions and came to congratulate him. "Tommy, you did something amazing," said an old bus in the town. "Helping a lost train is no easy task. You truly are a hero of the town." Tommy, a bit shy, smiled and said, "Actually, there were many things I wasn't good at during this trip. Without the help of the bird and Robert, I might never have found the right way." The town's residents admired Tommy's humble attitude. "That's why you succeeded," said an old truck. "You know how to seek help and respect everyone's contribution. That's a quality a true leader should have." In the following days, Tommy returned to his regular life, but he found himself more mature and confident. He no longer feared difficulties, but learned to face problems calmly. Whether it was bad weather or unclear roads, Tommy always believed that as long as they worked together, there was no problem they couldn't solve. One day, another worrying incident occurred in the town. Heavy rain had flooded several main roads outside the town, making it difficult for delivery vehicles to pass. Upon hearing the news, Tommy immediately thought of his experience helping Robert. He knew this was another moment for everyone to work together. Tommy quickly gathered the town's vehicles and said, "We found a way through thick fog. We can certainly overcome this challenge too. We need to divide the work, clear the roads, and help those trapped vehicles. As long as we unite, there's no challenge we can't overcome." Led by Tommy, the town's vehicles began to work together. Some were responsible for transporting sandbags to prevent further flooding, while others helped clear the flooded roads. Tommy and his friends worked tirelessly and eventually reopened the roads, ensuring the safe delivery of supplies to the town.